What a Catch! Part 7, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the previous parts, you can find the link to them in the description box below. A special thanks goes out to Croy on Tumblr for the use of her art in this video. You can find a link to her Tumblr account in the description box below. "How are you doing today, Rose?" Adrien asked, pulling out her chair so she could sit. "I'm doing so great!" Rose exclaimed. "I'm so happy you asked me to lunch. I saw you at the wedding and I meant to say hi. It's been forever since I last saw you. I heard you were working in New York. I love New York. I love shopping there, eating there. I've never actually gone, though. I've just dreamed about it, and it's so wonderful." She talks quite a bit, doesn't she? Adrien thought. "Although it's not as nice as Paris, I'm sure. I love Paris. I'm so happy that I was born here. Of all the places to grow up, I'm glad I grew up here. Although I would have loved to grow up in Nantucket as well. Have you ever been to Nantucket?" "Well, I've never been either, but I've heard such wonderful things about it that it simply must be a marvelous place to grow up in. Emily Gilmore is moving there, with her little Latino family. I loved the season finale of that show, except the ending. You don't just tell the audience she's pregnant like that." "Who's Emily Adrien began, unable to keep up. "Also, I bought a record player last week. I love it. I already have Ingrid Michaelson and Zaz's vinyl. I can't stop playing her jazz version of Sous le ciel de Paris. I love it way too much. Oh, and I heard Julika's going out tonight with a former model. Can you believe that? She's so lucky. I know that you used to model, Adrien, but we used to be classmates. It's not the same." She can't possibly be her. Ladybug hates idle chatter. "Speaking of classmates, are you still in touch with anyone? Besides Julika, I don't talk to anyone, although I run into Alex sometimes. Do you have her number?" Adrien asked, her words catching his attention. Hers was one of the numbers that Marinette didn't have. "Alex's? Yes, I do. I love that girl so much. She's a high school track coach, She's really good. I saw her in the newspaper the other day. Apparently one of her students is preparing for the Olympics. I knew that Alex would make a great coach, but I never thought she would train an Olympic athlete. That and—" Adrien felt himself beginning to tune her out. He quickly checked his watch, praying that time was passing quickly. It wasn't. It had been 3 minutes since they were seated. He was tremendously grateful when the server came over to take their order. Rose asked 1,000 questions about the food, of course, but it was nice for Adrien to tune her out without feeling guilty. He ordered a sourdough sandwich with huckleberry jam, provolone, and jalapenos on it, and got himself ready for 20 more minutes of pratter before their main course got there. There were a few things she said during lunch together that caught his attention. Morel had skipped classes quite a bit in high school, especially when there were Akuma attacks. Adrien couldn't remember if she had classes with him, but it was his first real clue that he discovered on his own. He thanked her for her time, and they parted ways with a hug and a promise to meet together soon. He checked his watch. 3 hours until supper with Julika. He decided to go to the toy store to kill time while he waited. "Hello there. May I help you look for something?" the sales clerk asked, smiling as he walked in. "Hi there. Yes. Where are your dollhouses?" Adrien asked. "Right this way. Are you looking for a Barbie dream house or something for American Girl dolls?" "Something in between the two, actually. The quality of American Girls, but the size of a Barbie doll." "So something like this?" The sales clerk reached up to pull down a wooden dollhouse. "It needs more assembly than the others, including painting it yourself. What do you think?" Adrien began, looking it over and measuring it by eye. "Good. I'll take it. What about the furniture?" "Let's see. Kitchen props?" "I was thinking more of a bedroom set, a rocking chair, and a sofa." Give me a moment. I'll go ask my manager." "Also, do you have little children-sized arcade stations?" "The little ones with Pac-Man that you can hold in your hand?" "Yeah, that's the one." "Yeah, over there in aisle 4. "Thank you. I'll meet you up front then?" "Sounds great." Adrien found himself checking out a few minutes later with his items. He made a mental note to pick up paint that night, and the store gave him permission to pick up his items after dinner time. With that out of the way and with time to spare, Adrien decided to take the hour-long walk to the restaurant for supper. "It's been quite some time, hasn't it?" Julika said, joining him at the table. "I saw you yesterday at the wedding, but neglected to say hello." "That's on me. I didn't socialize much after the Ladybug event," Adrien said, smiling up at her. "That was to be expected. I think we all were surprised to see her again." "I certainly was. It makes me wonder who she really is." Adrien waited for some kind of response, but realized that, just like in high school, Julika didn't talk much. "So, he continued, have you eaten here before?" "No." "Neither have I. I've heard good things about it. I'm excited to try it." "Yeah." He groaned internally, realizing this dinner was going to drag on just like lunch with Rose, but for the exact opposite reason. Yet, as long as it was, he hoped it would go on longer because the sooner it ended, the closer it would be to the time to meet Ladybug, and he didn't want to waste his first guess. He needed to get a hint out of Julika, or at least convince himself that she wasn't Ladybug. Either way, Adrien had no idea which girl would be his guest for the night. Thank you so much for listening. This was a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. Part 8 will be coming out shortly. In the meantime, you can check out the videos below for more fanfiction. I'll catch you next time!